What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, y'all, it is Wednesday, and we are here to talk about Doctor Strange Part 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. And y'all, listen, I don't know if you knew this or if you missed the memo, but we are talking all spoilers today. So if you have not seen the movie, and I understand some people haven't, and that's cool. You probably already got most of the movie spoiled. I'm pretty sure because the internet could not contain themselves. But yeah, we are talking all spoilers tonight. We're gonna go over as much as possible. So once again, I mean, spoiler alert. I highly recommend that you go watch the movie before you watch this. Because we about to get all up in it. But yes, we are here tonight. Let me see who is here. Oh my gosh, y'all came in thick. Hold on, let me try and scroll up and see if I can give a couple shout outs here. Let's see who's first in the building. We got Shaul. What's going on? Thank you so much for making it out. Appreciate you. Zane, what's up? What's up? Let's see. GD, what's going on? How are you? Donna, hello. Joey, what's going on? Capria, hello. Let's see. Latrice, how are you? Miss Harper, what's going on, ma'am? Good to see you as always. Naries, hello. I'm trying to go fast because they got a lot of comments here. Cynthia Charles, hello, how are you? Let's see. I see a wait. I don't want to skip nobody. Karen, I see you, Karen. How are you? Thank you so much for making it out. Let's see. Minecraft girl, I see you, the talented one. What's going on? Big Bo, what's going on, brother? D Steels, what's going on, sir? Namesake, what's up there? How are you? Let's see who else got aloha. Hello. My man Angel Gonzalez, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Who else? Wait, did I miss him? Okay, I'm going. Marley, hello. My man Nelson V is here. What is going on? Good to see all the vets in the building. Always a pleasure to see that. Let's see. Joy, what is up? How are you? Let's see. Who else? My man Johnny Washington. What is going on, bro? Let's see. Who else? Give me Kimmy J. Hello. How are you? Let's see. I need some more vowel. Can I buy a vowel? Can I buy a vowel? I don't know how to. I'm sorry. TSD Ted maybe. I'm sorry. I'm not that bright. But hey, thank you so much for making it out. Alexander, what's up? How are you? Pamela, how are you doing? Let's see. Let's move on. Another vet by squad. SJ Evans is here. What's up? Samantha, I see you. Who else? Let's go. My man Alejandro's here. What is going on, sir? Thank you for making it. My man Derek Gaines, come on, top supporter, top vet in the building, y'all. Who else? Did I miss somebody? Nope. Okay, I'm coming. Y'all had a whole conversation in here, which is great. I love it. I love the fact that y'all can be all good like that. Let's see. Ventura, hello. Thank you so much. You know what? Hey, look, some people are not happy with the movie. That happens. Some people gonna love stuff, some people not. That's okay. Everybody entitled to their opinion. Let's see. Kristen Pratt, hello, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's another mod squad in the building. Let's see. Lord Lionel, what is going on, sir? Gary, I see you. What's up? Corey, hello. Amber, what's up? Let's see. Anthony, how you doing? Thank you for making it out. My man Jordan Thomas, what's going on, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute. Let's see. Dorian, hello. I think I got okay. I'm moving. There we go. Tyra, there you go. I see you. My man Marcus J is here, another top supporter of the channel. What's going on, brother? Flash, what's up? Famous J, what's going on? King Turtle, how you doing? The Tunist, I see you. Corey, what's going on? Loyalty is love. Hello, Nia. Wait. what just happened? Hold on. Give me a second. Something just happened. Okay, loyalty is love. I see you. There you go. Nia, hello, how you doing? Marsha Reese is here now, y'all. So now we can start. Now we may begin. Thank you so much, Nara. I appreciate the permission. Didier, what's going on? Joseph, I see you. Let's see. I saw more people coming in. Alib, hello. Okay. Alib is here. Oh no, you sick as a dog. Hey, look, you already know the drill. Get you some tussin, some robot, get that tussin in your system, and some ginger ale, a couple crackers, and you be all right. You will be all right. We got you though. Jason, hello. Who else did I see? I saw somebody else. Okay, hold on. ING Ikuri. I think I got it. Maybe. I don't know. If I did, yay. If not, I'm sorry. But what's up? Thank you so much. Hey, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you so much for joining and spending your birthday with us. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Thank you so much and happy birthday. Let's see. Kage, what's going on? J Farm, I see you. Jackie, what's going on? Come back. What's up? Rebecca, hello. LT, hello. Felicia, I see you. Pattern, what's up? Philroy, what's going on? Charles, how are you? Kiki West is here. Beat, what's up? Andrew, what's up? Reggie, hello. Eric, AJ, hello. Shauna, I see you. Wait. Rich. All right, there we go. What's going on? Coop the Bully, I see you. Ayana, hello. And what's up to everybody that is able to make it tonight? I appreciate y'all participation. If I didn't get to you, what's up either way? And shout out to the replay gang as well. And hopefully, again, if you're watching this and it's on the replay, you have already seen the movie and you're not spoiling it for yourself here, because that's what we are going to do here. We're going to talk all spoilers. So with that, I apologize. I don't have all the screenshots up yet. So I might be editing a couple things like as we talk. So please bear with me. This is also, by the way, the very first time that we're doing a spoiler movie discussion, because y'all know I don't really like spoilers. And if you do want my spoiler review, I have put that on. I joined Just My Opinion Reviews, Brandon K. Avery's channel. And you can find me there. We did a spoiler review for Doctor Strange 2 on there. Yeah, you can check that out. But this episode is really just for us to talk and get our thoughts out. I'll share a couple things that I was thinking about that maybe I didn't have a chance to talk about in the other spoiler review. And we just, we do this kind of like how we do with the other shows and TVs and stuff. And maybe somewhere down the line, we might make this more of a regular thing, maybe, so I kind of want to see how this will go first, see what, how do people like it. If this is something y'all like and we could do it, we'll refine it. I'll be way more polished with it in the future, and we'll keep it going. But anywho, let's get to the verse question here. We got Kiki West. Yes, let's discuss my good sis, the magical Karen out here murking folks. Oh boy. Yes, it is true. Y'all girl is out here for show, just murking people left and right. And that is Wanda. I told y'all she was a problem. I told you guys so long ago that she has always had, just by the nature of her abilities, she is a magical Karen for sure. Hold on, let me I'm gonna just start trying to pull a couple images up while we're talking here. But she is 110% a Karen, and we're talking about Wanda Maximoff here, right? Wanda is, as I've said by definition, 100% a Karen, and that is because she put herself on house arrest. She has killed folks, she has kidnapped folks, she has just infiltrated people's minds. Okay, she's assaulted minors. Okay, she's kidnapped. Like the list goes on. Wanda is a problem. And we'll talk about this a little bit later. But my biggest issue with Wanda is the mere fact that this whole time, did she really learn her lesson? Like, did she? Now some people could say, hey, it was the dark hold, it was corrupting her. And I do agree with that. I do agree with that. And I'll share my theory about that a little bit later once we get a little bit deeper with this. But my goodness, I mean, she been on a rampage since Age of Ultron, just out here wilding out. And listen to Captain America, she's just a kid. Yeah, all right, whatever, man. Yeah, she need to be locked up. That's what she need to be. But thank you, Kiki. I appreciate you. Let's see what else we got. Nelson V, what's going on? Did Wanda 838 get away with murdering the Illuminati? So, Wanda 3838. Let's see. Do I have any images of her? That was okay. I do have one. Hold on. Let me get this. Like I said, y'all gonna have to bear with me for a little bit. So I think it's safe to say maybe she got away with it. The question is though, like, who are we assuming was gonna stop her or hold her accountable? So that's her right there. That's the Wanda from the other dimension, right? My thing is this though. The moment we learn, now I know people were geeking out at all the cameos, like, ooh, Reed Richards, ooh, Professor. I know y'all was geeking out. What I geeked out over was when Wanda asked him, yo, do you have a family? And he was like, yeah. Hey, I got some kids. If y'all know Reed Richards' kids, they're both problems. The biggest problem is Franklin Richards. My thing is this. I wonder what's going to happen when Franklin Richards learns that somebody done murked his daddy. Is Franklin Richards gonna have to smack a Wanda? Because he might. Listen, y'all think that Wanda, reality warping and all that stuff, y'all think that's something? Franklin Richards is 10 times more powerful than Wanda. 10 times. Like, dude's ability to just do whatever he wants is ridiculous. He made Galactus his herald. He rebooted the entire Marvel comics. Okay, I tell y'all, Marvel don't really reboot, and they really don't. They do little soft changes. He took Marvel and like the whole universe and just made it a little play toy in his hands. That's what Franklin Richards does. That's how powerful he didn't say, oh, I'm just going to take a town hostage. No, he said, I'm going to take the entire universe and I'm going to make it a toy so that I can play with. A toy, like some marbles. Like you was just shooting marbles. That's how powerful he is. So the real question is, is Franklin going to be coming looking for somebody? Because that's the only person at this point that can hold Wanda in check, I think. But anyway. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. But she is. I think that if anyone believes in the, oh wait, Mordo's still alive. I just realized that 838 Mordo is still alive, and because he's still alive, he knows about dream walking and the Scarlet Witch and the Darkhold. So he's the only one I think in the 838 that can piece everything together and maybe vouch for the 838 Wanda and be like, look, it wasn't really her. It was the 616. She's the one that like did everything. So maybe she won't be held accountable because of Mordo. He's the only one left in the Illuminati over there. So maybe that'll answer it. Thank you so much. Eric, what you got? I feel society is trying to erase the husband, dad out of families. Too often you see single moms that prioritize on being single moms. You've seen it in this movie. Wanda wasn't even concerned about Vision or her boys having a father figure. Well, I guess that's one way to look at it. I will say though that this Wanda, or I should say this, do I have the clip? I don't think I have the clip. But if y'all recall, during the movie when Professor X, was out here looking like wannabe Steve Jobs, when he was in the 838's Wanda's mind, okay? He was not in the 616 mind. He was in 838's mind. when he was in her mind, I apologize, I don't have the exact image, but when he was in her mind, as he was going through, we saw all this rubble. We saw all like, and this door that was just sitting there. And the thing is, if you go back and watch the movie, on the floor or in the corner after he opens the door, you actually see a TV set, and that TV set has WandaVision playing the black and white episodes, which means think about it like this 838 version of Wanda, she already hooked up with Vision. That's what prompted her to make her children. And something happened before she could potentially become the Scarlet Witch. Vision probably left. Now, Elizabeth Olsen did say in an interview that in her mind, the 838 Wanda and Vision got a divorce and they were just gone. Now, that's not far-fetched, because think about the fact that if you remember at the end of WandaVision, or closer to the end, they were having a lot of issues, right? Because the Vision that she created anyway, he was asking a lot of questions, and he was really wondering like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, yo, what's really going on here? And maybe it's possible that he realized what Wanda was doing to the town, and that she was, torturing people mentally and all that, that he was like, I don't want to be a part of this. And that's it. So it doesn't, to me, it doesn't like, it makes sense that Vision potentially would go away because he wouldn't want to be a part of that anyway. Um, and if you go back to What If, Vision has been a sucker in my opinion, because in What If, he was feeding the zombie Wanda and keeping her alive and basically doing bad things to keep her alive, right? But I would say it was a sucker move potentially, that Vision would leave Wanda with her kids, because I'm assuming she still has Westview under control. I'm assuming that, and he probably just dipped and left her there. But again, I don't know. We don't have all the answers. But I will say that it is interesting how it's interesting, the depiction of fathers being removed out of the picture and how that's being normalized. I mean, Reed Richards is a father, gone. Odin, father, gone. T'Challa, gone. T'Chaka, gone. Njoku or Killmonger's dad, gone. Like, Marvel, what's the problem with the daddies? Like, what's going on here? Ego, Star-Lord's father, gone. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a thing. So I'm not gonna say you're wrong. You got it. It's an interesting observation. I will say that. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you. Angel, what's going on? Why was Dominican American Chavez so annoying, so useless? I disagree. I don't think she was annoying or useless. I think that she had purpose, and I thought that she was I would have to hear what you thought was annoying or useless about her. But I think that she served a function, which is she's a one of a kind being. The fact that America can travel through different universes, and that's an ability that everybody wants. Like Wanda wants it for sure. And um in a sense, I would say that kind of sort of makes her a Nexus being, you know. And I think it was also very good that they cast her the way that they did, because I believe she's only supposed to be like 14 years old. I mean, she's a kid, like she's a kid. She's like not the brightest, but at the same time, she's a child. Um, but her power is the most important thing here. The fact that she can travel through the multiverse, let me tell you something. There are a lot of beings and creatures and entities in the Marvel universe that would love that power, that would love that ability. So she is super, super unique. And even in the comics, America Chavez is important because she's the only one that can travel through the multiverse. And when it was like her and the Ultimates, so Blue Marvel, Monica Rambeau, uh um or Maria Rambeau, I'm sorry, and Black Panther and all of them, when they were defending the multiverse, America Chavez was right there with them. So anyway, for me, I don't really think she was useless because she had some sort of power. And obviously she tapped into it finally at the very end. I don't think they're going to call her a mutant or anything, but this is very similar to what happened with mutants in the past X-Men movies. They would have some sort of ability and it wouldn't tap in, it wouldn't kick in until they were afraid or mad or something, until they were able to control it. So I don't know if what they're gonna classify her as, but I just thought it was kind of interesting that they kind of sort of tied that whole I can only do my power when I'm scared thing, with her character. But I think she's gonna have a bigger role down the line. And this is something interesting to look out for. Thank you so much for that. Dorian, what you got? Whether or not Doctor Strange 2 is good, Elizabeth Olsen rocks comedy and horror and all the feels. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. I mean, Elizabeth Olsen, in my opinion, stole this movie. She just killed this role all over the place. I mean, let me see. My thing is this with her, I guess I don't want to say a villain turn, but like her role in this definitely overshadowed, in my opinion, Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, this is a Doctor Strange movie, but I can't tell because Elizabeth Olsen is like just running amok. She's a problem the entire time. She's doing what she's doing, and can't nobody really hold her. And as I've said, if you've read my article about her being a magical Karen, she even went out on her own terms. Ain't no justice. She was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and squish myself. That's all. Bye, y'all. I'm gonna go out the way I want to go out. Ooh-wee. But this was her movie. I mean, look, this was Scarlet Witch and her witches. Like everybody was just background for her. But yeah, Dorian, I'm 100% with you. It was definitely something. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But she did her thing. Thank you so much. Derek, what you got? Just to let you know, I haven't seen the movie, but I like spoilers. If I want to see the movie, I will. There was a time when spoilers built the hype up for the movie. It's not like that anymore. Well, Derek, you a special kind of breed, man. Because for me, I don't know how that can help. I think there are some movies. Somebody made a good case. I remember someone said that they would want, like, let's say Black Panther 2, right? I've heard people say for Black Panther 2, they want to know, are they gonna kill T'Challa? Is it gonna be a funeral? Like, because if they know that, they're not gonna go see the movie. That's a case where I could totally understand, you know what? If you got to get the spoiler for your own preservation, your own fine, cool. But I've said for a long time, like spoilers don't spoilers rob you of certain things that you can never get back. Like if you go into The Sixth Sense for the very first time with Bruce Willis, I see dead people, and somebody told you a spoiler, you're never going to be able to feel the shock and surprise when you discover that for the first time. You just won't. When you go into it, you might find all the other different things, but you're never that's a feeling you have just lost. It's been robbed from you. And you could say you're okay, and you probably will be okay, but that surprise value is something you can't get back. You can't recreate that because once it happens, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I knew that coming in. What else y'all got? Well, sorry, that's what the movie was about. The movie was all about that big twist. So sometimes spoilers can be a thing. they can be helpful, but I think more often than not, it's better to go in as cold as possible. And I think, honestly, to be honest with you, I think that's a reason why a lot of people got disappointed with this movie, because once you started learning like all the little cameos from the Illuminati and stuff, people were acting like this was going to be the next Endgame movie. Now I had said on a lot of lives that this movie had the potential, and I was careful with my wording. I said it had the potential to be equal to Spider-Man No Way Home. It ain't do that. Not to me anyway. Like I still liked it. I really enjoyed it, but because they showed too much, because they spoiled too much, I just didn't see it. But I feel you, bro. I feel you. If you cool with it, okay, cool. Let's see. Thank you so much. Latrice, what you got? I know cameos aren't everything, but the fact that we didn't even get Chris Evans as Human Torch in the MCU is devastating. A missed opportunity. Well, it's only devastating if you expected it. You know, um, this is one of the reasons why I tell people speculate with no weight. Don't put no weight on any speculation, because you're going to get disappointed. Like I heard all the rumors too. I heard that John Krasinski was going to be Captain America. I heard that Tony Stark was going to be played by Tom Cruise. I heard Deadpool was going to be in the movie. I heard that Chris Evans was going to be the Torch. I heard all of these rumors. None of that happened. None of it happened. But at the same time, I put no weight on it. I wasn't going in there thinking like it needs to happen. And when you don't put the weight, you can't get disappointed. So I'm sorry that it was devastating for you, but like I would just strongly urge moving forward, speculate with no weight. Do not put high expectations on things, because if the movie wants to go a different direction, the only one getting set up for disappointment is gonna be you. So I'm sorry, and I agree. Like it could have been a good opportunity, but if there is any good news, I would say that it's not totally out of the question that they can always go back to that. They could always. Chris Evans ain't going nowhere. He's still around. He's cool. So they could always go back in another movie for some other reason, revisit the multiverse, and give you that Chris Evans, as whatever, as the Human Torch. Maybe it's in the Fantastic Four movie. Maybe they go through the multiverse and they meet their counterpart. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, hey, just be careful out there. Speculate with no weight. But thank you so much, Latrice. I appreciate you. Let's see. Famous Jay, what you got? Previews spoiled too much of the movie. No wow moments. Yeah, I mean, for me, the only wow moment was Mr. Fantastic. That was the only one. And sadly, I ain't gonna say no names. Somebody inboxed me that screener, that image ahead of time. I was like, come on now, like, y'all, please don't inbox me screen. Like, don't ever inbox me leaked images. That is the quickest way you can get blocked. Like, okay, you spoiled it. Great. You'll never get to talk to me ever again. Because I that is not. Don't ask me for my opinion. Don't ask me for no rumors. Don't even ask me if I think it's true. Don't send me no leaked images ever at all, because I don't want to see them. So sadly, a lot of the things were leaked. My biggest issue, and Kevin Feige even backed this up, he said that he thought that the trailers showed too much. And when I was talking about this in my review, I talked about the spoilers and all that. And I apologize for anyone that watched that review. And if you were avoiding trailers, you saw the trailer that Marvel put out. Marvel put that out. So if you're gonna be mad at Marvel. But the Professor X reveal was such a stupid thing for them to do. Because when you watch the movie, while they're introducing, notice how they introduced all the Illuminati. They was like, oh, here's Captain Carter. Which, by the way, why the hell is Captain Carter throwing her shield when she gets introduced? Chill out, ma'am. What are you doing? Like, they just called your name. Shield throw. What are you? Chill out. Anyway, but they go through them. Captain Carter, Black Bolt. Ooh, only real comic fans are really gonna know about Black Bolt anyway, if you even cared about Inhumans. Then they do Maria Rambeau. Yeah, oh, okay. Then they do, hey, Fantastic Four, Reed Richards. I yelled when I saw that. I was like, ah, yes, because fans have been asking for John Krasinski to be him for years. So the fact that Marvel listens, apparently Marvel listens, they finally granted that wish. I can be nothing but happy about that. So that was like the only big wow moment for me. But if you notice, even after John Krasinski, what did they do? They played the little X-Men music. You heard, Professor X's voice, all the setup, all of that stuff was building up, and then they showed him, even with the little red, yellow cart and everything. And I'm like, the way the movie was structured, you should have never shown us Professor X ever. You should have never let us hear his voice. You should have never showed him. You shouldn't even have put him on like anything. Why? The movie was literally setting him up to be the big super reveal, but they ended up showing him anyway. So, as you mentioned, there's no wow effect. Please think about it. Think about how this movie would have played if they never showed you Professor X. Y'all, I said this before, our minds would have melted. And you playing the classic X-Men song too, everybody would have lost that. We would have had a Captain America lifting Thor's hammer reaction. Remember how the theaters were reacting in Endgame? People thought there were theories. Hell, yours truly predicted it, that it was going to happen in the movie, but nobody knew how Cap was going to lift the hammer. Nobody knew when Cap was going to lift the hammer. So when it happened and it caught us by surprise, it blew up. It was amazing. But Marvel dropped the ball with that. Feige admitted it. I think that this is the difference between Disney is in charge of the marketing and not Kevin Feige, I think. Because in my mind, I can't see Kevin Feige seeing what the movie does and being like, you know what, we should tease that. Because the movie is like, here's your big surprise. And the marketing is like, eat it now. Take it now. So, of course, as an audience member, how you going to top what you already got? You already got the big surprise. There is no more surprise. Anyway, that always irked me because it was a wasted opportunity for sure. But you're right. Thank you for that, Famous. I appreciate you. But again, this depends on what you also expected. And I would say how much you consumed, because a lot of people were consuming a lot of information about the movie, and that kind of changed their perspective. Oh, this is a good one here. So Coop the Bully, I disagree on the wow moments in terms of cameos. There were a few, just a few. And Wanda was a whole menace. Yes, I will say that Wanda did have, because I didn't know they would make her that brutal. So I will say that, like, when she sliced Captain Carter in half, I was like, oh. When she blew up, Black Bolt's mouth, I was like, oh, wow. So I will say there were some. I'll just say that there weren't as many as it could have been. But yes, good point. Thank you so much for that, Coop. I appreciate you. Let's see. Garvey, what you got? No questions, just showing some. Oh, thank you so much, Garvey. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. That's funny. Dang, why is this acting up? Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. For whatever reason, the computer's just flashing on the chats. Unless all of y'all are killing. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Marley, what you got? Tone was a miss. I lost respect for the movie when Doctor Strange started acting like Hocus Pocus zombie. The name also a miss. Madness was Wanda, not the multiverse. You know what? This is actually a fair criticism. Because I think the tone was not a miss, it was intentional, right? I think the if you think about it, Marvel wanted to have their very first horror movie, right? And okay, the original director Scott Derrickson left. They had creative differences. My guess is that Scott wanted to make it more scary than anything else. And my assumption is that Foggy was like, nah, we can't make it that scary. Like, we got to tone it down because, family. So the best thing you can do is bring in someone like Sam Raimi, because Sam Raimi is one of the few directors out there that does horror with a splash of comedy in an acceptable way. That doesn't always work. I've told y'all for a long time, if you follow my other reviews when it comes to horror movies, comedy is the antithesis to fear or to horror. If you are setting up something really scary, really whatever, to like really shock the audience and stuff like that and scare the pants off of them, if you throw in something funny, that thing is no longer scary, you know. And the problem I think with Sam Raimi's version of horror is his horror is very basic level. Like, he's not going to really show you anything that you haven't seen before. And perfect example is when they were running away from Wanda in that what was that, in that sewer or whatever. Hold on, I got it right here. Because this got on my last damn nerves. And to me, the whole time, I don't know how y'all were acting during your viewing of the movie, but I was sitting here like, what are y'all doing? Like, how are y'all got Wanda chasing y'all? Here it is right here. You got Wanda chasing you, and you stopping to look? What are you looking at? What are you waiting for? What are you doing? Run! Run! But this is where the director comes in, because he wants to stop. He wants to set up the jump scare and all, and I'm like, this is so stupid. Because one of the number one rules I've always had with horror movies, or if you're trying to set up a horror scene, the number one thing you do is you have to make the characters relatable to the audience. If the character on screen does something stupid or something that I would never do, or something just irrational, you lost me. At that point, let them die. I don't care, because it completely takes me out of the movie, because all you're trying to do is scare me rather than submerge me into the film and have like a nice communal scare with everybody else in the audience. So that to me was just like ridiculous. Tone wise, at least. So I agree with you, Marley, that like the tone was probably more missed in the horror and that execution. But this is exactly what Marvel wanted. Marvel always wants a little bit of Marvel fun, no matter how scary the situation is, no matter how dramatic it is. I mean, think about this. Go back to Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor lost his mama, he lost his daddy, he lost he lost his whole country, like all half of his people. A lot of bogus things happened to Thor. He lost his hammer. A lot of messed up things happened to Thor. He lost his eyeball. Like, I'm just thinking, like, all these messed up things happen, but you don't think about that because he had all that humor. Taika Waititi put all that humor in there, which again kind of offsets the seriousness. So, but this is what Marvel likes. Marvel likes having that Marvel fun in there mixed in with whatever other element. I don't know. I guess that's what people like. But thank you for that comment. I appreciate you. Let's see. Da, 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 da. You thought we was gonna see Vision again? Yeah, I kind of thought we were too. But I guess that's not. I guess that's not gonna happen. I don't know. Because we don't even know where White Vision is right now. Like, he's off doing God knows what. But Hampton, I was with you. I was kind of hoping we see another Vision, but I guess not. Kendall, what you got? Bottom line, Wanda is a witch. When she is bad, she does what she does. She does what witches do. Yeah, I mean, she was born a witch. So this is definitely an issue, for her. But not only is she a witch, she's the Scarlet Witch, which I believe means that I think the Scarlet Witch is more of a mantle, because if you go back and remember, they say that the Scarlet Witch is not born, it is forged, which means that it's something that's placed upon you, it's something created. So she is definitely a witch, and she is doing what witches do, for sure. But yeah, Wanda's a problem. Like, Wanda's a problem in all universes, period. Thank you, Eric. The one above all, the only one stronger than Franklin Richards, probably, if that. I don't know, because they've been making Franklin Richards like stupid powerful for a long time. So you could be right. He might be. And for those that don't know, the one above all is basically God in Marvel Comics. Like, he is like, just, that's it. Like, it's the one above all, the living tribunal, and then like everybody else. Well, did they throw in? I think they threw in the Beyonders and all these other people, whatever. But one above all, ain't nobody above that. Like, that's it. So, but yeah, you on something with that. Thank you for that. Let's see. He had the time stone? Did he? I didn't see that. Let's see. Writing now. Okay, I'm going through the thing. Listen, both Mordos were whack. I will say that. No, wait. I want y'all to do a little homework. This was something that, because I wrote an article for Screen Rant about where was the 616 Mordo, like the original Mordo, right? While I was doing the research for this, I went back and watched the original Doctor Strange, because here's something, and I think it's a little bit of a plot hole. When Doctor Strange went back to 838, and when he met the Mordo from that reality, okay, he met the Mordo of that reality, and America Chavez was like, "Yo, who's that? Well, like, what's going on?" And he was like, "Oh, just this dude. We used to train together, and all of a sudden, he's like, trying to like kill me and stuff like that." How do you know that? How exactly did Doctor Strange know that the Mordo from his time was out there trying to kill him? Did y'all have a run-in from the Doctor Strange to Infinity War before you got snapped away? Did something happen after the blip when you came back in those little couple of weeks or months? Like, how do you know that? Anyway, what I want y'all to do for a little homework, go back to the original Doctor Strange movie and go to the point where Doctor Strange is playing with the time stone for the first time. When he's playing with the time stone, and then Wong and Mordo come in, okay, and this is really dope. Wong and Mordo come in and catch him. Listen, and I mean, put the captions on. Listen to exactly what Mordo says. He was like, "Are you nuts? Are you crazy? You could have done this, and this." Everything Mordo has said, he was like, "You could have caused branches in time." That happened in Loki. You could have caused a rift in the multiverse. That happened in No Way Home. You could have caused a time loop, where you're stuck in time repeating yourself. That happened at the end of Doctor Strange. Listen, everything Mordo said in the original Doctor Strange, he was right. Mordo has been right the entire time. Everything he said could have happened has played out in the MCU one way or another because of Strange. Mordo was right. Now, Mordo 838 is stupid as hell. He's stupid because you the Sorcerer Supreme. You just got done learning about how the Strange from the 616 just told you that the Scarlet Witch, which by the way, y'all don't even have a Scarlet Witch. So he's already telling you, yo, she got stupid powers. She's reading the Darkhold, which means, you know, as a Sorcerer Supreme, by reading the Darkhold, she's getting more powerful. And y'all just acting like, whatever. You know, we could deal with her if she dream walk or whatever. No, you the bigger problem. How? How is y'all Doctor Strange, the 8381, more of a problem than the Scarlet Witch? Now, don't get me wrong. The 838 Doctor Strange was a problem because he used the Darkhold. He used the Darkhold in order to dreamwalk. Now, this is an important parallel because what happened with Strange doing that dreamwalking is actually similar to when our Doctor Strange used the Time Stone to look at all those different possibilities. Here's something else to catch too. When our Doctor Strange was looking at all those possibilities, what was it? 14,605,000. And what did he say? This was the only way to win. First of all, he was interrupted. Okay. Somebody interrupted him while he was looking at all those possibilities. Because he was interrupted, he didn't see all the possibilities in defeating Thanos. How do we know that? Because the 838 version of Strange, not only after he used the Darkhold and he ended up causing an incursion event which killed an entire world or whatever, reality, he then saw and used the Book of Ashanti to defeat Thanos. So you mean to tell me that what Doctor Strange in our world did was actually not the only way? He proved that because he could have gotten the Book of Ashanti in our dimension one way or another and used that to defeat Thanos here. So I don't know. Maybe Strange needed one more second to look at 14,606,000 to find the actual answer that did not include sacrificing everyone. And even if you think about all this, and I know I'm going off a little bit, but if you think about what Doctor Strange did, I want you to pay attention to the theme that has been built throughout this entire movie. Was that the only way? Are you sure that's the only way? Because if you think about it now, Doctor Strange is the reason for every single bit of suffering during the blip. Like, while everyone got snapped away, that's Doctor Strange's fault because he gave Thanos the Time Stone. All the doctor, when they showed that other doctor that showed up and at Christine's wedding or whatever, he lost his brother. That's on Doctor Strange. What was it during Falcon and the Winter Soldier when all those terrorists and all those things were happening, all that poverty that was happening, the hunger and all that? That's on Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's one decision screwed up the entire universe because he couldn't take the time to look for another solution. Wild. But anyway, back to Sharice's point. Mordo is whack because he should have known better. And being afraid of Strange is kind of stupid because, Yo Strange used the Darkhold, but he also renounced it. Once he saw the damage that was done, y'all said he was like, that's bad. I don't want to use that no more. And then y'all killed him. So what are y'all tripping over? Stupid. Whack, Mordo. Fake Sorcerer Supreme. Anyway, that was a long answer for all that. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see what you got here, bro. Not working for me, but if you see this, the lack of vision has me lost. It all started with grief for him, and none of these universes had him or mentioned him. Just the raggedy kids. Yeah, no, the closest. I don't think we needed vision because this was more of like for Wanda specifically, but you could have used Vision, right? Because I think it would have been interesting to see another version of Vision talk to our Scarlet Witch. Like, how would she have reacted then? Because Vision be dropping some not listen. What is love if not grief persevering? Bars. Vision was dropping bars in WandaVision. Maybe that's why they didn't put him in here. Because if he was in this movie, I think it would have been kind of short, but like I said earlier, the closest we got to Vision appearing was in 838's mind on the little TV, and you see WandaVision playing, which means Vision was a part of that universe, but where he is, it's anybody's guess. But anyway, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Super chat or not. Let's see. Derek, what you got? E-Man. That those issues was called Heroes Reborn. Or the issues were called Heroes Reborn. It happened after Onslaught was defeated. Xavier's evil persona. When he merged with Magneto. I think Wanda will be a super villain. It's possible. I don't think it's the end for Wanda. I will get to my theory a little bit later because I got to piece a couple things together. But I could totally see Wanda coming back for sure and being a bigger threat because right now, I don't think she was the main villain in this whole movie. Yeah, so I'll get back to that. But thank you for that, Derek. I appreciate you. Talented one. The only way Franklin can appear is with dormant powers. There is no plot that will make sense. That movie must be the MCU's overall endgame. Well, there are a couple different things that you can do with Franklin, honestly. I mean, Franklin can do whatever he wants. Franklin is a writer's magic MacGuffin to create and do anything. So to say that there's only one way to have him show up, no, that's not true. Like, think about it like this. When Franklin was first introduced, in the original Fantastic Four comics or whatever, remember, he was a little kid. And what did he do? He grew himself up to be an adult. He just, for all we know, maybe we already seen Franklin and we just didn't know it because he's walking around like a full adult. We don't know. Franklin time travels. Like, Franklin can do whatever he wants. Literally whatever he wants. So you can't put any restrictions on a character that doesn't believe in restrictions. So, but again, his character is an easy get out of jail free card for writers. If they're like, oh man, we killed off all the mutants. How we gonna bring everything back? We blew up the universe. What we gonna do? Call up Franklin Richards. Hey man, can you reboot everything for us? All right, cool, thanks. That's what Franklin Richards is, the ultimate device to just get anything done. I'll put it to you like this: whenever things are like beyond like hope, beyond anybody else's powers, that's when Franklin Richards comes. If y'all ever see him, something really, really bad is on the horizon. But thank you for that, talented one. I appreciate you. Let's see. Reggie, what you got? Infinity War Doctor Strange must have stopped looking for possible solutions before he saw that that A38 got it done as well. A38 Iron Man should be alive. Could be. We don't really know what the A38's universe is like per se, because maybe that's a world where Iron Man is, different, or maybe that's a world where Iron Man didn't have to become anything. Like Tony Stark might actually still be in the weapons dealing market. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just not. I mean, there are some theories that say that Reed Richards is the one that built Ultron. Now, I think that's a bit of a stretch, no pun intended, because I think Ultron has always been something. Well, I take that back. Ultron was a creation of Hank Pym in the comics, but for the MCU, they gave Ultron and tied him to Tony Stark. So maybe he's around, but I wouldn't say that he's specifically Iron Man. Maybe there's an Iron Man. Hey, maybe it's Riri Williams in that universe. We don't know. But thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yes, this is facts. Let's see. Who else? Dorian, what you got? Disney daddy issues. Yeah, Disney, for whatever reason, they just don't like dads. I don't. God, Mufasa. I didn't keep killing them. Got me mad now. Thank you so much. Who else? I think I'm like really behind. Let me try and hurry up. Yeah, because I don't want to skip nobody. Hold on. Okay, got that one. I'm sorry, I'm so behind. All right, Latrice, what you got? Why didn't the Darkhold clue Wanda into The TVA's multiverse hopping technology that they use to maintain the sacred timelines. She didn't need America. Okay. Brace yourself for this because this is a problem with Marvel right now. Marvel has conflated and mixed together all these terms. A universe, right? Universe, that's where we are. Let's say we're universe 1 with Earth 1, okay? A universe is one thing. But they also say a universe is a reality. Okay. Within a universe or a reality, so within Earth 1, you can have multiple timelines. Okay. You can have the present, you can have the future, you can have the past, all in one universe. If you go to the past in Earth 1 within a different timeline, that's another reality. But they also said, keep in mind, we're in Earth 1. We went to the past. That past is also another universe. Go watch it. Go watch Infinity. I'm sorry, Avengers Endgame. When the dark one, the ancient one was talking, and she was like, because remember, they went to the past. They went to 2012. Bruce Banner went to go talk to her. She was like, "Oh, if you take the time stones or whatever, you're gonna endanger this reality." They were in a different timeline, and she said this reality. And then she was like, "Yeah, but if you take this and whatever, how are we gonna protect our universe?" Like, Marvel mixes up all these words, so it's already confusing in that respect. Even like dimensions and stuff, like dimensions supposed to be places, but if you go to a different place, sometimes that's a different universe. What? Remember in the first Doctor Strange movie when the ancient one was like, open your eye and sent she sent Doctor Strange through all those realities. She sent them to different dimensions because Dormammu lives in a different dimension, but she also technically sent him through the multiverse. So if there's any confusion, this is on Marvel's part because a dimension is a universe is a reality, a timeline, got all of the universes and the realities, and it's a mess. It is a mess. Oh, so to answer your question more specifically, now that maybe I've confused even more people because Marvel does not get this stuff together, the Darkhold did not clue Wanda into the TVA stuff because the TVA deals with different timelines. They deal with, yes, they do have different universes, but they right now exist in, let's say, timeline, the sacred timeline. Remember the end of Loki? There was that big timeline that was around the citadel of He Who Remains. That's what the TVA polices, that timeline. They make sure around that big circle it doesn't branch off and split up and go into different, branches. That's what they do in that timeline. That timeline is their universe. There are other timelines in different areas in the multiverse. This is what He Who Remains was referring to when he was talking about the multiversal war. In other universes, other versions of him came through and was like, now, again, I don't know because Marvel's not clear. I don't know when he says multiversal if that means they came from different branches of time or if they came from different timelines in a different way. I don't know because Marvel doesn't make it clear. So I think when it comes to the TVA, think of only time travel at this point. God, they really need to clean this up because I can only imagine if any of this is making sense. Please let me know if it makes sense. Again, if it don't, that's on Marvel. But I don't think the TVA and what Wanda was doing correlated because I hate to say this, but I think that the TVA, when they talk about multiverse, they're dealing with timelines. But when we're talking about America's powers, she's not talking about going to different universes per se. She's talking about going to different dimensions. So I think that's the better way to explain it, is that TVA deals with time, America deals with dimensions. Because remember, she went to a different universe slash dimension where you were a paint. You went to another one where you were underwater and all that stuff. That's not exactly what the TVA does. The TVA will go to different places within different periods of time, in the future, in the past, and and they'll deal with variations of that, but they always going on a timeline perspective. America does not travel to the future, to the past. She just goes from one parallel dimension to another. So it's a slightly specific and slightly different power set. And that's why she did need America, because she wanted her kids that existed at the same parallel dimension. I hope that helped. I don't know. Marvel need to clean that up. I'm sorry. Whew, my goodness. Okay. Ron Frazier, what is going on, brother? Thank you so much for that. Late to this live, but Wanda been hardcore since Civil War. Actually, Age of Ultron, but okay. Said to Clint, you're pulling your punches. No, that was Black Widow said that. She ain't playing. And she ain't dead either. Coming back with a vengeance. Yes, I do agree that she will be back. Now, I don't know if she will be back as the 616 version. That's the kicker. I don't know if the 616 is going to come back. I don't know. But we will see. Thank you so much for that, Ron. I appreciate you. Let's see. Hold on, let me catch up because we getting a lot and I'm going too slow. Mark of the Beast. Oh, good, okay. At Christopher Pratt. Now you know I'm not dead. Oh boy. I don't listen. I don't mess with that Mark of the Beast. I don't, no, ma'am. No, sir. I don't know. But thank you for that. Nelson V. Chavez is one of a kind in the multiverse since she can't dream. Caught off guard when Strange using the Darkhold to dreamwalk as Zombie Strange. That was actually really cool. I really liked that they introduced that. I thought that was dope. By the way, my thought is that by him using the Darkhold, the reason, and I have to do some more research on it, but the reason why I think that is what triggered his third eye. Now, some people are like, duh, E-Man, of course. The Darkhold will make you do that. It's not like, oh, if I read the Darkhold, boom, my third eye opens. No, it's actually a little bit deeper, because in Marvel Comics, the way magic is defined, it's defined in like 3 different aspects. So it's I think it's like personal energy, dimensional energy, and I think it's like astral energy or something like that. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 3 different forms, maybe dark energy. I think it's something like that. But there are 3 basic forms of energy, which of course, if you have 3, triangle. So for Doctor Strange, part of his energy, part of the magic that he mastered was doing the astral stuff, right? That was one of them. Then he already does pulling from different dimensions whenever he's opening stuff up, whenever he's casting spells. Those come from different dimensions. But now that he tapped into the Darkhold and he's dealing with the dark arts, that's the third part of his of the triangle, like that opens up his third eye, which basically in the comics, I think they call that the Eye of Agamotto, like his third eye. It just means that he's reached another level of magic. So now you could tap into all 3. You've done the personal, you've done the dimensional, now you got the dark. You are like a great sorcerer now because you've gotten that. And the sorcerer said, the ancient one said, you have to open your eye. And she hit him right on his forehead. She was trying to get him to see and to open his eye, his third eye, maybe figuratively, but anyway. So yeah, anyway, once he read the Darkhold and he started dream walking as Zombie Strange, I thought that was dope. But that was an excellent setup for him to get his third eye. for sure. But thank you so much for that. Derek, what you got? E-Man, is it too late for Onslaught? It's too early for Onslaught. It's way too early, bro. We don't even have Magneto. We ain't even got Magneto. Remember, Onslaught is Professor X's essence merged with Magneto's essence. We not even there yet. Like, can we get the X-Men? So yeah, it's not too late. It's way too early. No Onslaught yet. Appreciate you, sir. Let's see. Oh, damn, why does it keep refreshing? Stop it. Hold on. Let me get back. Okay. Hold on. I saw a quick question. Andrew, Wanda's reason on the need to absorb America's powers was weak and flimsy, and a multiverse has cure for disease. If you are Wanda's child, why would you catch an illness? Okay, Andrew, I think you have triggered basically my initial theory, which is not going to be a surprise to some, but for some of you that don't know, let me explain why Wanda's plan was weak on purpose, in my opinion. It was never a good plan because it was never really Wanda's plan. Okay, now bear with me on here. I'm gonna connect a couple dots. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video on this down the road or whatever. Wanda started reading the Darkhold, right? The Darkhold was created, or the original spells and everything was created by Chthon. Chthon is one of the original demons. The original demon was part of the elder gods. These were the gods that were ruling the earth back millions of years ago, blah, 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 whatever. He's just a bad guy. Let's just say that. He's a super bad guy. Chthon was also, when he was on earth, one of the first sorcerers and the first practitioners of the dark arts. He would go around the world, he would learn all this dark magic, and he is the originator of chaos magic. So all that red magic that Wanda always has around her, that comes from Chthon. Remember how I said Doctor Strange, when he's doing his shields and all that stuff, that comes from another dimension? Well, whenever Wanda does her powers, that comes from whatever dimension Chthon is from. That's where she pulls all her energy from. So Chthon is linked to Wanda in that sense, right? She gets his magic from him. Chthon also he wrote all the spells in the Darkhold. In the comics, all the people that have read from the Darkhold get corrupted. But it's not that simple. It's not just you get corrupted from reading the Darkhold. The purpose of people reading the Darkhold, they will get their wish desired or fulfilled or whatever, but it's all a ploy. What's really happening is Chthon is using those people, like whoever reads it, to do his bidding. So what would end up happening is, now in the comics, they would say something like, if you read the Darkhold, Chthon would have like a part of your soul or feed off of it, whatever. I don't think Marvel's going to get that deep with it. But my thing is this: Chthon created, the spells for the Darkhold. Within the Darkhold is a whole chapter dedicated to who? The Scarlet Witch. You go back to WandaVision. Remember the thing that Agatha said about the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch is not born. She is forged. What does forged mean? Forged means to either be shaped, molded, or created. Well, hey, if something is created, that means you had to have a creator. That is Chthon. In other words, Chthon basically is responsible for the Scarlet Witch. When we went to the 838 universe, we saw another Wanda, which means there are multiple Wandas in the multiverse, right? However, we didn't see multiple Scarlet Witches. We only saw one, which means that could imply that that the Scarlet Witch, whichever Wanda it is, wherever it is always going to be a Nexus being. There's only one Scarlet Witch in all the multiverse. Okay, now let's back that up. We see that maybe Chthon is probably behind this, that he's, the one that created the Scarlet Witch, but why? In the very beginning, I'm not going to go into all the nerdy, stupid comic stuff. Let's just say this: Chthon got kicked out of Earth. He ran away because he wanted to survive, so he went to another dimension. Whilst Chthon is in that other dimension, it wasn't safe for him on Earth. So what happened? Every time somebody would use the Darkhold, he would use them as kind of a way to find his way back to Earth. And I told you, he uses people. He'll tell you, yeah, you're going to get whatever you want, but really, you're going to serve my purposes. Wanda's plan made no sense because it was never Wanda's plan to begin with. Wanda wanted her kids, but let me ask you this. Wanda made her kids up with magic. Why the hell couldn't Wanda just recreate her kids then? She certainly recreated the hex that was created in Westview. Now, remember, she didn't remember how she did it. Whatever. She was playing stupid. Whatever. But she sure had no problem recreating her little, getaway, with the apple vineyard and all that. She had no problem with that. So that means that Wanda had the ability to master her powers. Why didn't she ask the Darkhold, or why didn't the Darkhold just say, oh, you want your kids? Just use your magic. Here's the perfect spell to do that. That would have been listen, movie done. Wanda wouldn't have bothered anybody. She would have stayed in her little fake cottage with her little fake kids, and they would have been fine. Her, like, as you mentioned, Andrew, the fact that her kids got sick, how them kids gonna get sick and they magic? You give them magical Robitussin. I don't know. Like, they'll be fine. They're fake. They grew themselves up. Ain't no problems. But again, that was not the purpose. The movie hinted that, oh, well, there were these monsters chasing after America, like a henchman controlled by a demon. That was a clue. The monsters sent by Wanda were not the pawns. Wanda was the pawn, because it's Chthon that's controlling Wanda, that was basically she was the henchman sent by a demon. Hello. So it was Chthon that sent Wanda to go get America. Why? Because Chthon wants to come back. Chthon wants to come back from his dimension back to Earth. There's no way to do that except for the one being in America. She's the only one that can travel from different universes freely. So what really happens, and I want you to tap into Moon Knight here, the real game plan here was Chthon wanted Wanda, his Scarlet Witch that he made, he wanted Wanda to capture America, steal her power. So now Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, has that power, and he was going to infiltrate or possess Wanda and use her as an avatar. Because in the comics, the Scarlet Witch is an avatar for Chthon. Remember what we saw in Moon Knight, how these gods, they can't do a lot of things because they're in another dimension, right? Khonshu and all of them, they can't do nothing unless they have an avatar. So if you are Chthon and you have the perfect avatar, your Scarlet Witch, that now has the power to open up portals, what you think you're going to do the first thing you get once you possess her? Open up a portal where I'm at. I'm coming through Earth, wreaking havoc. So all of that to say, Wanda's plan was stupid because it was never her plan. She was always a pawn, and it was always Chthon behind it all along. Anyway, that's my theory. Thank you for the question. But let me know what y'all think. Now let me add a little twist. It also could be possible that it could be Mephisto. I know some people don't like that. I know we went through a whole lot of Mephisto stuff. But let me throw one other thing in here to kind of actually back that up. Because as I mentioned, Chthon is in another dimension. But the way that Chthon is connected to Wanda, so is Mephisto. And I want y'all to peep this too. When they were traveling, when America and Doctor Strange were traveling through the multiverse, right? And, turning into pain and going all this, they passed through one dimension that was brimstone and fire and all of that. Curious, but no real big deal, right? Okay, fine. And then when America was on the tablet or whatever, and she punched Wanda for the first time, there was a flash. Again, you have to watch it. There was a flash where you saw a fiery background, but it went away. That's interesting because this was the one time outside of the 616, this was the one time that we actually revisited one of the random dimensions. It was the one time that, because we didn't go back to the paint dimension, we didn't go back to the underwater. We saw that fiery one once again. That was 2 times. Then the third time, when America punched Wanda the hardest, boom, you saw Wanda getting ready to fall into yet again this dimension with all this fire and brimstone. Why is this significant? Remember what Doctor Strange said to America while she was like, like pinned down or whatever. And he was like, look, you've been in control of your powers this entire time. Every time you've opened up a portal, whether it's because of fear, you're unconscious or whatever, it's always sent people to the right place. Even when she was a little girl, and this is just my hunch, even when she was a little girl and she sent her parents through the portal, whatever, I don't think she opened up. I mean, think about it. She was scared. If you're scared and let's just say these mutant powers happen, what does that mean? It means that some sort of defense mechanism kicked in. If it's a defense mechanism to open up a portal, where do you think that portal is going to lead you to? Somewhere of safety. So 9 times out of 10, she probably sent her parents somewhere safe because this came out of fear. Same thing when it comes to like anytime she hits somebody or anytime she opens up a portal, it always takes her to the exact place that she needs to be or that they need to be. Again, she's also a Nexus being, so who knows? Maybe they're going to tap into that a little bit more. But I think the mere fact that she intentionally opened up a portal to this hellfire-like dimension multiple times in the movie, unlike anywhere else, I think that's a visual cue that either that's Chthon's domain, or it's Mephisto's domain. Because Mephisto in the comics, he's kind of sort of the devil. Like they've retconned him a couple times for different reasons, where like, oh, he's really the devil, but no, he's actually an alien that lives in a world that looks like hell. We don't know, but one way or another, this is not an accident. This place is not an accident. Okay. So I'm just saying, keep an eye on this. I think that they just literally teased Mephisto for real. And if it's not Mephisto, then it's Chthon. Which either way it goes, Wanda's getting played. Because actually, both Mephisto and Chthon played Wanda in the comics too. So anyway, let me know what y'all think about that theory about the Hellfire dimension and if that was intentional or not. Thank you so much. Tiana, what you got? Church finger, here we go. But did anyone catch that they gave Mr. X dead in Wanda's mind? Or Professor X, I'm assuming. Okay. Based on Fox, doesn't Professor, it's Professor. The man he's got degrees. Don't call him Mr. X. He's Professor X. Based on Fox, doesn't Professor X still live? Also, the cameos provided closure from Fox and MCU that we didn't get. Just my opinion. So honestly, I don't even think that was the Fox version of him. Because the Fox version, I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we ever got him in a yellow hovercraft, like from the cartoon. If I'm not mistaken, my memory serves me right, he was always in like a silver type of hovercraft or whatever. So but yes, they did kill him in Wanda's mind, because and this is actually consistent. A lot of times when you do this mind stuff, if you die in someone's mind, you die in your real life too. So that's actually consistent. That's not terribly bad. But yes, I would say that right now, based on the Fox version, that version of Professor X still lives. But keep in mind that this is the 838 universe, which means this version doesn't have to be the Fox version. This could just be the throwaway version, because clearly they just threw everybody away in the Illuminati. This version could just exist for that purpose, and that's it. So I want y'all to be very careful when it comes to these variants and universes, because unless specifically stated or connected, anytime you get a variant, they could just be there as a plot device. It does, like, just because you saw Professor X doesn't mean that's the same Professor X from Logan. It doesn't mean it's the same Professor X from the cartoons. It doesn't mean it's the same Professor X from Fox. Those are technically different universes, and apparently there are at least 838 universes out there. So I wouldn't get too caught up on that. And I mean, hey, if they gave you closure for it, that's cool. That's cool. But thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, ma'am. Alejandro, what you got? I think they actually gave too much with the previews. Why out Professor X in it? Imagine the wow factor if we didn't know, bro. Bro, you ain't got to tell me twice. You ain't even got to tell me twice. You already know that was a problem for me, a huge problem that I did not like. So yes, I'm 100% with you on that. And a huge missed opportunity to blow fans away. Zach, what you got? So what did you think of Wanda being able to take out the Illuminati? So here's the thing. Some people have thought, oh, you threw away the Illuminati so easily, right? Some people have said that, like, it was a waste, a cameo, whatever. Now, for one, it was shocking because I've always known that whenever variants are involved, it means that you can expect a lot of deaths. Whenever you have variants, that means you can do whatever you want. This is something we've learned from What If. When we saw What If, the first couple episodes, what were they doing? They was killing Avengers left and right. Tony Stark dead. The Hulk dead, blow up. They were killing everybody because they're variants. Who cares? Nobody cares about variants. So they were basically a means to an end. Now, what the purpose they served in this movie was to show you how powerful Wanda is. And not just any Wanda, but a Wanda that's being controlled by another Wanda that is infused with the power of the Darkhold, or with the knowledge of the Darkhold. So this is a Wanda that is way more fine-tuned with her powers and abilities, even though she's controlling another version of herself. This is just it's a classic setup of, here's a powerful group, but we're going to show how they get taken down to elevate this other character. This is, again, something I've talked about with Stan Lee. He talked about this as well. If you want to show somebody's really, really strong, what do? Have them go fight against the Hulk, because the Hulk is supposed to be super strong. Well, if that person can beat up the Hulk, I guess that this person is a real problem. And then later, you make the Hulk a little bit more mad, and then he reclaims his throne as like the strongest one. So it's one of those things where I think when she was going against the Illuminati, it was really just a way for them to establish this is how much of a threat this Wanda is, and she cannot be messed with. So anyway, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that comment and that question. Sorry, it just keeps on freezing. Okay. Let me hurry up. Dorian, there you go. To me, Black Bolt was who this guy with a tuning fork on his head. But damn, that death was cool. I do like that death. But yeah, Black Bolt was, and in case if any, I don't know if anybody even watched it. If you watched the canceled what was it, Inhumans TV show, they took the same actor and put him in there. In a sense, it kind of sort of maybe made Inhumans canon, even though Marvel canceled it. That was like really Marvel Studios' very first failure in terms of a TV show. So man, that thing just died quick. But yeah, that death, I didn't see it coming. That was an interesting way to go out. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I will say this. I do believe, and I don't know how, let me see. Do I have this? I think I do. Hold on. I think I got the image. Y'all remember when Black Bolt was on Titan? This is not a good picture at all. When he was on Titan and he was killing their version of Doctor Strange. Now, if you are familiar with the comics, then you know that Black Bolt and his power is ridiculously powerful. I mean, when he did that "I'm sorry" thing, here's the thing. In the comics, if Black Bolt whispered and said, "No," just that, he destroys an entire mountain. That's how crazy his voice is. When they showed him saying, I'm sorry, and kind of a low voice, but not really, and all it did was take out Strange just like that, that really depowered how powerful this guy really is. Okay. Once again, a little soft, no, can destroy Mount Everest from like miles away. That's how strong this dude really is. It's nuts. And if you're familiar with the comics, one really cool scene, he actually screamed in Thanos' ear. Like he was just like, ah, like in his ear. It was such a beautiful comic. And Thanos took that. His ear started bleeding, but he took that and beat the brakes off of Black Bolt. Woo-wee. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think that they kind of undervalued his power here and depowered him a little bit. But his death was definitely wild. It was definitely wild. Let's see. My bad, Alejandro. I don't know how I stole it, but I'm sorry. Dorian, but I don't want a movie to stand on a cameo alone. It shouldn't. No movie should. I mean, it should stand on Doctor Strange's journey as a character. But I think that got overshadowed by Wanda and Elizabeth Olsen's performance. And I also think that he should have talked to more variants. Doctor Strange should have talked to more variants of himself, more versions of himself. Because if you think about it, he only interacted with like two. Barely. Like he interacted kind of sort of with the Dream Defender Strange. And I guess he possessed his body, but whatever. He didn't meet the 838 version of Strange because he got blown away. And he only talked to the crazy evil Strange. That was it. So I think that was a waste. They could have brought more Strangers in. But yes, I agree with you at least that the cameos, you need more than just that to really make this movie a little bit deeper and not rely so much on the cameos. Thank you for that. Latrice, why did the Illuminati underestimate Wanda? If they thought Doctor Strange was the most dangerous and he was afraid of her, why not take him seriously? Bad writing. I did not like this at all. I did not care for it at all. This was my issue, even in my spoiler-free review, where I thought the motivations and the line of thinking of the Illuminati was stupid. Because again, as Sorcerer Supreme, Mordo, you should know better. You should know that if Doctor Strange reading the Darkhold was a problem, you know the Darkhold has a prophecy about the Scarlet Witch. You know that a Scarlet Witch that's dream walking is a problem. You have experience with this already, and y'all already getting cocky. Don't get me wrong, the Illuminati have always been cocky in the comics, but now you taking that and thinking that y'all can handle the Scarlet Witch, and I'm like, it made no sense. Because even if you do believe that Doctor Strange is the greatest threat, y'all got a threat right there knocking at y'all door. This is why I said in my review, remember I said like, oh man, y'all got an eviction notice here. You got 30 days to leave your house. That's Doctor Strange for you. Hey, but listen, with an eviction notice, maybe you could pay it off. Maybe you could turn that situation around, right? Maybe this version of Strange ain't so bad. But in the meantime, your whole house is on fire and it's called the Scarlet Witch. And y'all worried about this eviction notice. This don't mean nothing if your house is on fire. And then I mean, Mordo over here talking about like, man, when they come back, I'm gonna go ahead and give my ruling. Bro, everybody dead. Like, it was just dumb. It was dumb to me. I did not like it. So their whole underestimation of Wanda was stupid because again, you know how bad the Darkhold is. It's not like if they never knew about the Darkhold, if they never knew about the Scarlet Witch, that would make more sense. Why? Because in their universe, Wanda is not that big of a deal. Wanda, all she does is little telekinesis stuff, and that's it. Wanda's, maybe they don't know, Wanda ain't controlling reality. Wanda ain't doing all this crazy witchcraft stuff. They just think, oh, it's that little girl that shoot little pew-pews out of her hand. We can take care of that. But they underestimated everything. It was just dumb. I didn't like it. I did not care for it. But thank you so much for that. Let me move. I gotta move faster. I'm sorry. Um, Mark. Okay, there we go. Scarlet Witch's killing spree was the business. I think Raimi did well bringing the horror as far as Wanda was concerned. Yeah, I think there were a lot of moments that Raimi did very well. I love the ring moment where she escaped out of the um mirror dimension and she came through that gong. Woo, chills. That reminded me of the ring like immediately. But I as someone that enjoys horror, I can't say that this was like premium quality horror. This was very basic level horror. This is okay, set up the tension, pan the camera here, then go here, then go here, then go here, then go here. Scare. Like this is it's very routine entry level horror. Now again, some people that is very scary. For me, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I didn't know y'all had the guts to do this. Because I'll be honest, I kept telling people, even at my watch party, like, yo, I don't know if y'all want to bring little kids to this. Teenagers, they probably be all right. But like little kids, oh man, if I seen this movie, if I was like, I don't know, 6, 8 years old, I would have had a problem. I definitely would have had a problem. But either way, Raimi did what he was expected to do. This falls exactly in his wheelhouse. So you are 100% right on that. But yes, that is so true. But yeah, like this, like that part, it was stupid. Like, why are y'all not running? Keep running, keep going, stopping. Like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, that was so frustrating. And I think everybody in my theater was also yelling at them, like, you big dummies, keep running. But anyway, Ty, thank you so much for the continuous support. I appreciate you, man, so much. Let's keep going. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I'm trying to skim some of these things, but sometimes I don't know if y'all talking to me or if y'all talking amongst each other. So apologize. Alejandro, how did Captain Marvel die so easily? She can go through big old spaceships, but died under rubble. Personally, I think it's racist. No, I'm just playing. No, but it is stupid. I mean, literally, you're talking about a being who was fighting Ultra Vision in the middle of a planet's core, but a statue killed her. Ah, not good. It just was not good. It what I don't know. I mean, Larry, what you saying? That he took? Did we see that? I didn't. I'd have to go back and look. Now, if she took her power, that would make more sense. I would have to go back and look at that to see if that is the case. And the way they have indicated that, the way you could tell if that happened is if she used purple energy. Because keep in mind that purple energy is what Agatha used to suck power away from other people. So if that is the case, that would make more sense. And I'll give you that. So if Wanda did take Captain Marvel's power away, then yes, dropping the statue makes more sense. So if that did happen, hey, that's actually pretty dope. Didier, do you think 838 Wanda is a mutant? No, I do not. And the reason why I don't think she is a mutant is just because at least, well, okay, let me say this differently. I don't know because we don't know the difference in the 838 universe, in the MCU in general. What does it mean being born a witch? Because think about it, there are other witches, right? It's like a mutant is like, oh, I have this one specific unique gene, this X gene, and it gives me these abilities, right? But witches, there are multiple witches. There are multiple people that are born as witches. They have covens. Are they all mutants too? I don't think so. So I would lean towards she's not a witch. Or I'm sorry, she's not a mutant. And this might tie into the high evolutionary somewhere down the line. That's a whole nother story with the Wanda and her brother and all that. That's a whole nother thing. But I'm going to say that she is not a witch, just because it would make every other witch also a mutant But all of the witches, like Agatha, is Agatha a mutant? It would seem kind of weird, especially if they all have um similar powers. Like, I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss. Hold on. I missed a couple. Hold on, I'm coming. Corey, what you got? Tunnel scene was slowed down to focus on the dripping water. Doctor Strange knew they were out of time, and Wanda was ripping through the metal doors. That was planned. I caught a lot on my second watch. Maybe. Um, I guess. I mean, to me, I'm like, well, if that was the case, because I watched it like 3 times, why didn't you just collapse the tunnel and just keep moving? Like, she couldn't go anywhere else. She only had one place to go. So the second she opened up one door, all that water would have fell on her. But hey, whatever. Like, to me, it was just more of, this is how we gonna get the script to keep moving. We're just doing this to get a jump scare. I don't think it was that deep, personally. But thank you so much for that, Corey. I appreciate you and your continuous support. I really do. Let's see what else we got. What else? I'm moving. I'm trying. I'm going. Famous J. Professor X was talking to 616 Doctor Strange as if he knew what was going to happen. I wonder if 838 Doctor Strange looked into the future and told Professor X that Professor X no, he was going to die. I think that we don't have enough evidence of that. I think that the best clue that you could potentially have is Professor X momentarily made a connection with 616 Doctor Strange's mind, where he showed him what happened to the other Doctor Strange. So I think it's probably more reasonable to believe that while he was briefly connected with that 616 Doctor Strange, he was like, oh, you know what? It ain't that bad around here. This dude ain't that bad. He ain't corrupted or nothing. So I think that is what actually gave him a little bit more of a hint that the 616 was not as bad or as corrupted as any of the other versions of them. But yeah, I don't think we have any real evidence to suggest the time travel and all that stuff. That's probably more of a stretch. But thank you, Famous J. I appreciate you. Reggie, thank you so much. They should have made Killmonger Black Panther in 838 and put him on the Illuminati. You missed my last one about Infinity War, possible solution, and Iron Man. No. I'm sorry if I missed your chat. I do apologize about that if I did. But no, we don't need Killmonger. No, he doesn't need to be Black Panther. No, like not at all. There's no reason to do that. It's just not necessary. The only reason, and I'm gonna keep pushing this, the only reason people keep wanting to push Killmonger should be Black Panther, Killmonger should be another T'Challa, it's just because y'all like Michael B. Jordan. And that's okay. That's okay, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary to have Killmonger do anything. Killmonger's dead, and Killmonger should stay dead because Killmonger was a great villain. And constantly bringing Killmonger back erodes and deteriorates and devalues all the work that he already did. I mean, do you want to redeem the Heath Ledger version of Joker and make him a superhero? No, I don't even want to see another universe where he's a superhero. I don't need that because what he did made Killmonger like a top 5 villain. That's it. Let that greatness stay cemented. We don't need that. If anything, we need another T'Challa. That's what we need. We don't need any more Killmongers, and we don't need Michael B. Jordan to constantly keep being in these roles because we have other black actors that exist. Let's let this go. Please let it go. We don't need Michael B. Jordan. We don't need Killmonger. There are other black characters. There are other black actors. Let's explore that and recast T'Challa. But thank you so much, Reggie. I appreciate you. Let's see. Ty. Oh, dang it. Okay. Golly, I gotta go fast. Ty, what you got? So is it Doctor Strange's fault Tony's dead? Yes, it is. Now it is. Yeah, because he went through 14,605 and didn't look at 606. And he said that was the only way. No, it could have been some other ways, but yeah, so it is absolutely Doctor Strange's fault that Tony died. That's on him. Yes. Just like everybody else. Everybody else that died in the blip and went for for 5 years or whatever. Everybody that suffered all that grief in the meantime, all the people that lost their homes during the blip, all the people that lost their jobs, all the people that can't get bank loans, all the people that lost their lives to the terrorists and all that stuff. That's all Doctor Strange's fault because he made that call to give up the time stone. I mean, he could have been like, hey, y'all, I got a good idea. Let's use the time stone to go back in time and stop Thanos from getting the very first Infinity Stone and killing him right there. He could have done that, but he didn't think about it. It's all his fault. Definitely all his fault. Dorian, what you got? What if, like that one Simpsons Halloween episode, Strange saw many universes where Thanos loses, but only one that didn't get far worse later? All right, let me read that again. I don't know which Simpsons Halloween episode we're talking about, but he saw many universes where Thanos loses, but only one that didn't get far worse later. I guess he would pick it. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm guessing he would pick that universe instead. I don't know. Mark, what you got? Okay, we lost your comment. We'll see if I can find it. Thank you so much for that. Inevitable one. Good evening, E-Man, E-Fam. Stuck at home in quarantine for my birthday tomorrow. Hey, happy pre-birthday to you. Already seen the movie twice already, and Lizzie slayed literally and artistically. Facts. Did Doctor Strange remember Peter Parker or just Spider-Man? He only remembers Spider-Man. Everyone only knows Spider-Man. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. No one puts the connection together. But yeah, they only remember Spider-Man, and that's it. But thank you so much for that very, very generous contribution. And yes, once again, happy pre-birthday to you. Let's see, Dorian, a bunch of bug people because he forgot Peter. Right. Yeah, exactly. He sure did forget about Peter. But yeah, that was a funny little line there. Like, oh, did he shoot webbing out of his butt? I like that scene. That was good. My man, just my opinion reviews. And like I told y'all earlier, y'all go subscribe to him because that's where my spoiler review is with him and Movie Files. And y'all go check that out. Please do. Let's see, my man, what you got? We all know reshoots are always scheduled. But I still wonder what the end product would have been without all the last minute extensive changes. Also, which will be bigger money and or better, Doctor Strange 2 or Thor 4? Very good question. So when it comes to the reshoots, I mean, again, what I was told was that the reshoots were really better ways for them to do the cameos. Like the cameos were something that they wanted to do, but keep in mind this was during the pandemic. They had to shuffle things around. Some people weren't available. So maybe if they were trying to get John Krasinski, maybe they couldn't get all the Illuminati in the same room. Maybe because again, the pandemic scheduling. So maybe once the pandemic was like lifted and they started doing reshoots, they was like, hey, now that everything's cool, I know maybe we shot y'all on a screen or we shot you on a TV or something like that. Now we can get y'all all in the same room because all the schedules freed up or the pandemic restrictions are released, something. So that's my guess for now. Sam Raimi did say that there are a lot of deleted scenes. So we'll have to wait and see what got deleted. Personally, I think that a lot of the reshoots also might include different dimensional things. So, for example, I know some people are saying, oh, they never shot Tom Cruise as Superior Iron Man. Maybe they didn't. They just didn't want to show it yet. They could have always paid him and be like, hey, we got you. Sorry, we're not going to use it, but at least we paid you for your time. That could also happen. And maybe they use that in a dream sequence for another movie. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, which movie will be bigger and or better? We still don't know where. I think Doctor Strange might end up making more money, because there was more hype attached to Doctor Strange. I think Thor 4 will probably be a better movie because if Thor 3 is any indication of how good Thor 4 can be, then that's going to be something that has like way more quality to it. I trust Taika Waititi. I think that he is perfectly suited to balance drama and hide some of the weaknesses of Chris Hemsworth, but at the same time elevate Chris Hemsworth's strengths as an actor. And I liked what he was able to do with Hela as a villain. Gore the God Butcher is a problem. And I think that he's going to be able to utilize that extremely well. And Christian Bale, fantastic actor, is going to shoot it through the roof. So I think that Thor 4 is probably going to be better. Now, again, money wise, I'm not too sure. I think Doctor Strange might, if it can keep rolling, do that. But Thor 4, I think, will end up being a little bit better than Doctor Strange. Kimmy, do you think all the dark holes were actually destroyed, or could it have been more illusion magic? I do think that they were destroyed, but if my theory is true, that because keep in mind, Wanda destroyed the Darkhold in the 616, and whatever weird dimension that Strange was in that evil Doctor Strange universe, wherever he was at, that one disappeared. So that was that's what Doctor Strange deduced, that like, oh, well, if this one disappeared and this is a random dimension, she clearly destroyed them everywhere. So I do think that they're all destroyed. However, it doesn't matter if my theory is true. It doesn't matter if the Darkhold is destroyed if it's true that Chthon has already taken over Wanda as an avatar. Because I'm thinking that little puff of red smoke that we saw at the very end, this little energy or whatever, I'm thinking that Chthon might have possessed her at the very end. I think Chthon was like, okay, I'm about to take over right now. So if we see Wanda again, or when, we might see her as Chthon, super powered, super crazied up with all the witchcraft and everything. You don't need no Darkhold if you got the original author. So that's my thoughts on that. But thank you, Kimmy. Appreciate you. Tiana, what you got? Can't agree with the Strange take about the only way, especially when they made Thor and Gamora have a scene explaining Thanos is already powerful with 2 stones. I mean, it depends on where you want to take it, right? So, and I don't know which take, because I had a couple takes on it. I was saying that they could either go further in the past before he got the stones, like literally just go back in the past before he had 2 stones and just stop him there. Before he found the Mind Stone, stop him there. I mean, it's time travel. You can do whatever you want. You can go wherever you want with time travel. So, but even if he was already powerful with 2 stones, there's still a difference, right? He would still have trouble against a Doctor Strange with a time stone and all the Avengers. Because the only reason Thanos even won in Wakanda was because all the Avengers were not there. All their powers were like split up. But if you had Thor with Stormbreaker, you had Captain Marvel, you had Tony, you had Captain America, you had the whole crew, everybody back, and they travel back in time, they could wax that Thanos. They could wax him. At least I think so. But it's all good. It's all hypotheticals anyway. So I feel you. But thank you for that. I appreciate you so much. Church finger and all. Marley, what you got? Difference between incursion and Nexus events. Okay. A Nexus event is a point in time that if I'm not mistaken, if I remember how they defined it, it can't be changed. Like, it now becomes a fixed time that affects all the other points. So remember, whenever the timelines were branching, the moment they would branch off, you had a point. If it hit that point, you couldn't undo it anymore, right? So the moment that thing happened, That's it. That branch in reality, it exists. You can't prune it, you can't destroy it. It's done with. The incursion is basically two realities because people been messing with the multiverse. Earth 1, Universe 1, Earth 2, Universe 2 coming together. They're colliding. They're passing the same space. And either one of them has to be destroyed to let the other Earth go, or both of them have to be destroyed, and then that's just it for reality. Or, the other way, the other one blows them up and then they keep going. So that's the whole incursion event, at least in the comics. And that's what happened in the 838 universe with that Doctor Strange. He allowed that other world to be destroyed because it saved another world. And that was a tough decision because no matter how you go about it, you're never really right. Destroy one world to save the other. Well, you just murdered like more people than Thanos did when he did his snap, you know. But yeah, that's the incursions. And they are definitely going to be a problem. Matter of fact, that's the main reason why the Illuminati were created in the comics. They were created before that, but that was one of their biggest storylines, was the incursions. Because again, how do you make that decision? How do you say our Earth is more important than another Earth? They got the same people that look like us, act like us, breathe like us, got families like us. Why they got to die and we can't? Like, it's all tough. It's all tough. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Marvel deals with the incursion event. Thank you for that. Inevitable one. Thank you so much. My first time realizing the power of level of Franklin was in the comic books in the 80s. He damn near decimated the Baxter Building and the Fantastic Four when his powers manifested prematurely in him as a child. Yes, like I said, this was the point when he grew himself up into an adult. Franklin is a problem. Franklin can do whatever he wants. Franklin has damn near, if not more power than some gods have. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Thank you so much for that. Got Aloha. Thank you so much. At the end of the movie, was the Doctor Strange with the third eye the good Doctor Strange from the 616, or was he replaced by the Dark Strange that fought with the musical notes? No, that is the good Strange. He just got his third eye opened. It just got awakened because he tapped into a dark form of magic, which essentially fixed like the triangle of power, or the magical triangle, I guess, in the universe. And all it means is that the 616 Doctor Strange is on another level. That's all that really means. Take it as that. I don't think he's corrupted. They might change that. But even in the comics, Doctor Strange used to do all type. He messed with white magic, dark magic. He did whatever magic was out there. He was dipping his toe in all of it. And that was when he became Sorcerer Supreme, because he just had access to all this power, and it just got even heightened after that. But no, that is the 616 version of him for sure. All right, I'm gonna try and go a little bit faster because we are getting close. Oh my gosh, to 2 hours. I didn't expect it to go this long. Sorry. Me, thank you so much. Let's see. I feel Wanda switch with 838 in that scene where she says, no, they will be loved. We know she can be in two places from the end of WandaVision. So what you're talking about at the end of WandaVision, she was using her astral projection to read the Darkhold. Stephen Strange did this too. Now, he was doing it while, when his astral form came out, his body was like, I don't want to say dead, but his body was like, unconscious, right? But he was using his astral form to read and study his books in the first Doctor Strange movie. Wanda took it a notch higher, and her body was conscious. Her body was able to move around while her astral projection, her soul, was able to read from the Darkhold. So it's not so much that she can be in two places at once per se, but her physical body can be one place, but her spirit, her soul can be somewhere else. Now, the switching with the 838, when she said no, they will be loved, I don't think that she switched with Wanda at that point. Mainly because I think that was just her showing empathy. It was just like the 838 version was like, you know what? I understand you and I empathize with you. I would probably go crazy for these kids too. And I forgive you. She essentially forgave her. And she was like, look, I know you're gonna be alone. I know that you're gonna go off and not have the kids in whatever reality you're in, but just understand I'm gonna take care of these kids because at the end of the day, that's what it always has been about. Wanda loves her kids. Wanda even loves her other kids with her other Wandas that are out there in other universes. So for her, giving her that was really closure for the 616 Wanda. You're not going to have your kids, but guess what? You don't have to worry about all the multiverse of kids out there because they also have a Wanda, and that Wanda is going to love them just like you will. So I don't think that Wanda 616 went off to the 838 version. But I guess anything's possible also. But I think that if that did happen, you would see the possession because we saw her eyes turn red or whatever. So they gave you indications of if and when um possession happened. And if we didn't see that, then I would say we shouldn't assume it. Not yet. But thank you so much for that. Jimmy, what you got? What was the significance of two Doctor Stranges fighting with music? I don't think it was anything super significant, and maybe I'm missing something there. That whole battle of the band scene, I mean, I think it was just a way for them to show how creative they can be with their magic and powers and stuff. But I'm not smart enough to know if that had deeper meaning. I'm pretty sure some other clickbaity YouTube channel is gonna make up some excuse or whatever. But that maybe there's an Easter egg in there, and I don't know. I don't really do super deep Easter egg hunts like that. I try to find more things that connect story more so than anything. But I don't know. I'll say that I don't know if there was any deeper meaning to that. But thank you so much for that, Kristen. Personal, extra dimensional, and ambient magic. Thank you. That is the triangle of the 3 points of magic. Thank you so much. Those are the 3 points of magic. That once you get it, so the personal magic, I want to say, is like when you push somebody, do the astral projection thing, like what he did to Spider-Man, when he pushed him out his body. He was using his personal energy, Doctor Strange, to keep Spider-Man's soul here and not just fly away. So that was that extra dimensional, again, opening dimensions and all that. Ambient magic, I believe, is what he got from the Darkhold and using that power. So that's why he got his third eye. Thank you so much, Kristen, for that. I knew y'all could help me out. Frigga's Bell. I was Wyatt Wanda. I ain't into deviltry. Oh, yeah, I know. Listen, Wanda was doing she was doing some things. She was playing with some magic. She was playing with the dark arts. But anywho, let's see. Let me keep going. I know I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Are we almost caught up? Are we almost there? I think almost. Hold on. Okay, we got the real end dot. All right. Was it the demon that wouldn't allow Wanda to cast a spell to bring her kids to the orchard? That was real for her. She was being controlled by a demon. I think so. I don't think that he blocked her power from recreating her kids. I think he distracted her through the spell and the corruption of the Darkhold, saying like, "Hey, want your kids? I got a plan for you. You got to go steal them from somewhere else. But first, you need America Chavez." So I think it was more deception at play by the demon Chthon. But I don't think he blocked her per se. I think he just persuaded her to follow that silly plan because it was silly for her because she could have just recreated her kids. Um, but instead, he made her go get America Chavez. So I think that was the demon's plan all along. Thank you so much for that. Derek, E-Man, it just dawned on me that the Phoenix is stronger than Wanda or the one above all. No, nothing is more powerful than the one above all. Ever. Nothing. Ever. Nothing. Ever. One above all literally created everything. Again, one above all is God. I know we keep throwing little g gods around here and there, but one above all is God, like capital G God in the Marvel universe. That's it. Phoenix Force, I don't know. Maybe she's more powerful than Scarlet Witch. Maybe. But I think it always depends who's writing it. I don't know if the Phoenix Force can deal with reality warping. I don't know if the Phoenix Force can deal with probability magic. I don't know. Again, that's also going to depend on how they write this version of the Phoenix in the MCU, because we don't know if they're going to borrow the version from Fox or if they're going to recreate it themselves. So Marvel's going to have some leeway, but no, nothing literally by definition is above the one above all. So yes, but thank you so much for that, Derek. Reggie, kind of goofy of Wanda to reveal herself right away. You know, was it? I mean, who was gonna stop her? It definitely wasn't Strange. It definitely wasn't Kamertage. It wasn't America. Who was gonna stop her? She had all the power at that time. So I wouldn't say it was goofy. Like she didn't do it on purpose. Like she messed up. She said America's name before Strange even said anything, and that she messed up. But at the same time, Wanda was so powerful. Like, who's stopping her? Clearly, ain't nobody locking her up, even though she need to be. Jonah, thank you so much. Please tell me the difference between Chthon, Mephisto, and Kang the Conqueror. Who's more powerful? Who's more like the devil? Which one is next in the MCU? Well, first of all, Kang the Conqueror is already here. Because of the actions in Loki, when they killed He Who Remains, Kang the Conqueror already took over the timeline. He's already been around. We just haven't caught up with him yet. But he's already here and he's already running the TVA. When Loki came back, through the door after he went from He Who Remains, he went into a timeline that has already been conquered by Kang the Conqueror. Hence why we saw that big old statue. So I would say if we had to rank people, Kang the Conqueror would be like there. Mephisto would probably be a little bit above Kang the Conqueror, because Mephisto, again, this all depends on how they want to write it. So I could be wrong because Marvel can change this later. But Mephisto is kind of like a demon-like alien dimensional being who's really powerful. He's really, really powerful. He could change reality. He could do a lot of stuff. But he's not all powerful. He's gotten his butt whooped. You know who whooped Mephisto's butt in the comics? T'Challa. Oh, with the power of Bast. Whoop that devil's butt. So the closest thing you could get to the devil, and the reason why I say he's close to the devil is because his depiction in the comics was the little red demon with horns and the little pitchfork and all that stuff. That's why they said he's kind of sort of, yes, the devil, sometimes not all the time. But Chthon is above all of them. Above Kang, he's above Mephisto. Chthon is the demon where dark magic comes from. Let me put it to you like this. Dormammu is a conqueror of an entire dimension. Dormammu is a huge threat. Matter of fact, Dormammu tries to conquer other different dimensions. When Dormammu uses magic, he's not using his own magic. He will use magic in the name of Chthon. He will invoke Chthon's power to use his own power. So Chthon is the big one. There you go. Chthon is definitely the bigger problem if you want to compare. Thank you so much. Lady M. The MCU tends to mix characters together. Facts. I think Chthon is the MCU's Mephisto. They're going to merge them two together. That is totally possible. Totally possible. Very, very good observation. Like I said, I don't know if they're trying to make them different, but that would make sense. It would definitely make sense because China has a problem with the depiction of demons, and you can't sell a Marvel movie without a little bit of China money. So it is possible that they could put Mephisto and Chthon definitely together. Facts, great point. Totally possible for sure. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Jay Wheels. I don't think Scarlet Witch killed the Illuminati. I think Professor X created that scenario in her mind to buy time for Strange. That's a good hope. That's a good guess. I don't. I you gonna be hoping that we see him again and that happen. I think they're dead. I don't think that. I don't think we have enough evidence to believe that that's the case. Um, Especially with Christine, because then you would have to explain why was Christine able to get away? Why was Christine scared? She ran away. You know, if it was all an illusion, why were they running? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we have enough for that. But hey, maybe could have been in a different version of the script. I don't know. But thank you for that. Appreciate you. Lady M back at it. Black Bolt did whisper. It did a crescendo. That's my point though. His whisper should destroy a mountain, not just that little area. Like, he should have literally blew away an entire chunk of the earth compared to the comics. So yes, he did. I'm not disputing the fact that he whispered. I'm saying his whisper in the comics was way more powerful than what they showed in the movie. So J Mart, thank you so much. This is all Kang. He is pulling the strings to start a multiversal war. Wanda is a pawn for Kang. The incursion is not Strange, it's another Kang. Possible. I do not believe that Kang is controlling Wanda though, because Kang and magic didn't really go hand in hand. And I don't think that they would name drop Chthon for no reason. And there's a deeper precedence and connection that Chthon controls the Scarlet Witch, because that's why she was created. So I don't think that is happening. However, I do think that two things can be happening at the same time. Chthon could be possessing Wanda, controlling her, and all that, while Kang is also doing his old thing and doing the multiverse war. It ain't got to be either or. It could be both. They could both be running havoc, and they could both be doing, causing problems and stuff, at the same time. So I think it's a matter of both of them doing all of that. But thank you so much for that, J Mart. Appreciate you. Am I almost caught up? Hold on, let me. Almost. Hold on. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Aqua, what you got? Oh, wait. Aqua, what you got? I wonder if Jordan Peele would have done the horror comedy more justice for Doctor Strange 2. Maybe. We have not seen Jordan Peele. We only seen him do 2 movies. That's it. And I wouldn't say that Jordan Peele has shown us as a director, what with Get Out and with Us, that he would do horror that much better. If anything, I think that he excels at doing psychological horrific thrillers. So like something that, or societal, I should say. He'll take a societal theme or issue, put a little horror element in there, but it's really just to be a thriller more than like scare you. But honestly, I wouldn't have used either one of them if it were me. But because you want the little comedy horror thing, if you're Marvel, sure, they could do it. Fine, whatever, I don't care. Like, Marvel's gonna do what they do. They're not gonna give you no true horror, but they will give you a true Marvel horror. But let's see. Thank you so much for that. Dorian, what you got? Likewise, Wanda is a great villain. She's not a villain. She's not a villain. And let me explain why she's not a villain. She's a super Karen. She is a magical Karen. She is a domestic terrorist out there terrorizing folks. The reason why she's not is because Marvel protected Wanda the same way they protected Loki. Now, a lot of y'all would go out there and say that Loki was a villain. No, he was not. Loki, because if some people might have missed this, Marvel went and retconned Loki from 2012. Loki was under the influence, and this is on Marvel's website. If you go to marvel.com, look up Loki, look up his on-screen portrayal report, read it for yourself. They said Loki was under the influence of the Mind Stone. So he was never a villain. It was the Mind Stone that was corrupting him. Sound familiar? Just like the Darkhold was corrupting Wanda. Both people had their agency taken out of the equation, which led them to do villainous acts and villainous things, but they themselves are not villains. So I know that's a little bit of a technicality. They are both antagonists, as in they are both opponents or challenges for the protagonists or heroes, but Marvel protected them by giving them the excuse of like, you're not really a villain because you're not really doing this out of your own free will. You've been tainted and or you've been controlled by this other super powerful thing and you didn't even know it. Whether it's the Darkhold or the Mind Stone, whatever, it wasn't really your fault. And if you recall back in Avengers, remember when they started arguing and Cap was like, or Tony was arguing with Cap and was like, everything special about you came out of a bottle and all that stuff, all that. Remember how they were getting all angry and tense? It was because of the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone brought out a lot of the negativity from them and caused them to almost fight. So imagine Loki, who's holding on to the Mind Stone for a long time. This thing is messing with him. And again, according to the report on Marvel, his jealousy for Thor is what propelled him to be a villain. Wanda's propensity to have her kids and stuff, the Darkhold took advantage of that, corrupted it. That made her do bad things, but she's technically not a villain. But thank you so much for that. Appreciate you, sir. Let's see. Moving on. Aqua, what you got? Wanda overshadowing Doctor Strange bothered me, and this movie lacked the essence of a hero's journey for me. Loved the first one. Doctor 2 was okay. So I totally agree with you that Wanda overshadowed Doctor Strange, right? What I will say, though, is that if you take a second look at the first Doctor Strange movie and then revisit this movie, this was his journey and it was fulfilled on paper. Now, you might not have liked how it was executed, but on paper, it made sense because, remember, this is the Doctor Strange, and they kept playing this out. They kept teasing this throughout the movie, this theme where you have to be the one to hold the knife. That's really representative of you have to be the one that gets all this power because you have to save the day. What happened in the first Doctor Strange? He had to use the time stone, even if it meant messing with the natural order and natural law. He had to be the one to save the day. Okay. Well, like I said, if you go back to listen to what Mordo said, it was going to cause all these ripple effects, all these problems, and it did, and he did. But even in in Infinity War, he had to be the one to give away the stone to make that decision, which of course came with more problems. And we saw again Defender Strange in the beginning of his dream. He had to be the one to steal the power because he couldn't trust other people to help. That was his problem. He's always had that problem. So for him, his hero journey was letting go. His hero journey was fulfilled that he had to be able to be in the position to trust other people to take this over. He's the one that needed to let the knife go and give it to somebody else. And that's what he did at the very end. That's something that he hasn't done ever since 2016. So for him, his hero journey is the fact that he's becoming a better hero. He's actually becoming more empathetic to other people. Notice he was like, yo, whatever you do, don't let no harm happen to America. Don't let the girl get hurt. He's starting to care about other people rather than caring about the grand calculus of the universe. Because the old Doctor Strange would have been like, man, whatever. If I got to kill a whole planet to save this planet, oh, well, that's just what we're going to do. But now he's looking for ulterior ways to go beyond that. So, like, He's shifted from being a utilitarian to being more altruistic. Now he's looking and caring about other people before just randomly sacrificing them for like the greater good. So I would say that his hero journey is complete. However, I would also agree with you that it was definitely overshadowed by Wanda. And I've also said that Doctor Strange should have talked to more variants to get, I think that would have helped communicate the challenges a little bit more. Kind of like in Loki. Loki met 4 or 5 different versions of himself, and every time he met himself, it was like therapy. He was like, dang, I'm like that. Ooh, I sound like that. Ooh, I do stuff like that. And that propelled him to change. Now, of course, he had a whole series to do that and not a movie, but there you go. But anyway, thank you so much, Roy. I appreciate you. Tyra, back at it. I would have loved something like Meta, like Michael B. J. or Michael B. Jordan and Chris Evans showing up as Fantastic Four characters, and they call them Killmonger and Cap. But that feels more like Deadpool. That would be more like Deadpool. And if Deadpool were in there, that would have been a perfect setup for them. Because Deadpool is the only one so far that can really penetrate the fourth wall. So yeah, that could have definitely been a fun little joke, but apparently they chose different. Talented one, don't forget. It's He Who Remains, not Strange. He was not going to allow an outcome where the snap did not occur. The TVA would have pruned it until it happened. So yes, I do think that you're right. Although it really depends again on how Marvel wants to define these things. You know, it depends on how Marvel wants to define the difference between timelines, dimensions, realities, and universes. So maybe, I don't know, because Marvel's not clear about it. So I don't know if one is more powerful than the other. I'm just going more so off of the comic book precedents, because that's all we have for Chthon right now. He was an elder god, like he was stupid powerful, and he has power that people from other dimensions use. I'm just saying that setup of power, that in my opinion puts him way under um uh He Who Remains or Kang. Yeah, you can affect history. Yeah, you can affect timelines. But like, heck, can you change the night sky the way Khonshu did? Probably not. So anyway, I think the gods are probably still going to be more powerful than He Who Remains to a degree. But again, it depends on what sandbox are we playing in. Time, dimensions, reality. I don't know. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Let's see. Frigga's belt. Power levels need to be established and fixed in the MCU. I agree. I think all the fluid MacGuffins, Infinity Stones, Darkholds, making everything too confusing and complex. It's getting a bit much. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. All of these things are all over the place. We have no real basis on what. Look, Marvel gonna have to drop a book or something and just be like, this is more powerful than this, more powerful than this. They have to do something. I'm with you on that. I'm 110% with you. Kev, what you got? Thank you so much. The Living Tribunal was like, hey, who this? Hey. Yeah, he was. I love that scene. I think, do I have that? Um, I think I do have it. Hold on. Now we are assuming. Hold on. We are assuming that this was the Living Tribunal. Ooh, that's not a good picture. I think I got a somewhat okay picture of him. Okay. I'll go with that. Where put it? Okay, let's put it right here. Let's upload it. Okay. We are assuming that this hooded figure with multiple heads is the Living Tribunal with the glowing eyes and all that stuff. That makes sense. We did have the Living Tribunal already established in the first Doctor Strange, where Mordo had the staff of the Living Tribunal. And we have someone that looks very, very similar, And he probably like, yo, you know what? This little Doctor Strange person got one more time to travel the multiverse because I'm getting sick of it. By the way, the Living Tribunal, their one job is to police the multiverse. It is to make sure that the multiverse is pretty much in order. So if anything goes out of whack, if anything is like, yo, this is wild, it's crazy. Uh, like in the comics, the Living Tribunal was like, hey, Thanos is over there wilding with that Infinity Gauntlet. Done. I'm just gonna turn him off. He ain't got power no more. That's it. He was a problem. He was a problem. But like I said, he was the second right after God. So anyway. But yes, that was definitely what he was like. Thanks, Kev. Nelson, did we see universes collide or incursion in episode 6? No, I don't think we have seen that. I think we've seen more timelines and stuff, but I don't think we've seen them collide, at least not yet. But maybe we got to go back and look. I don't know. But thank you for that. Darius, late to the stream, but to back up what Frigga just said, Marvel really does need to explain the hierarchy of power in the MCU. Are the Celestials more powerful than the gods? Too much going unexplained. Very good question. Very good question. My guess, if I had to guess, because I'm looking at what Khonshu did with Mark Spector, turning the night sky is a big deal, in my opinion. Like, the Celestials can't do that. I don't know if he just turned the night sky relative to Earth. I don't know if Khonshu literally turned it in the entire universe. I don't know if he made the whole universe go back in time. I don't know. But the Celestials can't do that. They're not touching that. They're not moving stars and skies, and they're not doing that. So I would say this. If a god has an avatar, they are going to be pretty powerful, depending on, what their power set is. But I think that if the gods found a way to fully cross over to Earth, then you don't even need Avatar. They would be 10 times more powerful, 100 times more powerful. So I would say that the gods are more powerful than the Celestials. But it depends on where they are. If they're in their own dimension and they can only influence little stuff, no, they're not more powerful. But if they cross over and they're able to stay, I think they will be far more powerful than the Celestials. Thank you so much for that. I'm moving. Dorian, what you got? End of WandaVision. Her kids were screaming for help through the Darkhold. The Darkhold. So I think again, that's deception, disgrace. Like, I think that was all that was from. I think the book deceived her into thinking that her children needed help. But obviously, when she went through the multiverse, she found out they were just fine, singing about ice cream or whatever crazy kids were doing. Thank you, Dorian. Alejandro, you joked about racist. They made my girl Chavez a powerful being that can jump borders. Oh my god. Oh, that is funny. I didn't think of that, bro. That's the that's a good one. That's a good one. Damn, that is funny. That is funny. I am not gonna comment on that because that ain't my place. That ain't my place. So I'm gonna let you have that one, bro. That's funny though. Thank you, Eden. What's going on? Hey, man, my favorite line from the movie: just because someone stumbles and loses their path does not mean they're lost forever. Sometimes we all need a little help. Thanks from Professor X, bro. That was a great line indeed. Thank you so much for the contribution. I'm with you on that. I like that. And it's true for all of us, right? Like, we all want a little bit of of a second chance. We all want people to see us through our flaws, right? A lot of us want people to still see us the way Professor X saw Doctor Strange, in spite of our mistakes, even if they came from a different universe. So yes, I'm 100% with you on that, and I totally agree with the quote as well. Kimmy, okay, so the Darkhold was bad, but it had some really cool spells. I wish we could have seen some of what the Light book could do. Yeah, I mean they clearly made it a MacGuffin, right? Like in other words, it was a plot device. Get you all hyped, make you think that if you get the book, everything's gonna be saved. But nah, psych. So, but the Book of Ashanti was made by Agamotto, the same Eye of Agamotto that Doctor Strange wears. That sorcerer, he's the one that made the Book of Ashanti, and recorded all the spells. But basically, all it does is it's a living, breathing book. So yes, it has some spells in it, but what it will do essentially is, let's say, for example, there was no spell in there to defeat a crazy Wanda that's dream walking. A spell would be created that was necessary for the reader to use to defeat that threat. So it's constantly updating itself. I guess it's kind of like a shared Google Doc or something, for magic. And it will just give you what you need at that time in a good way. It like no corruption, nothing. So, I don't know what else we could have gotten from it, but if anything, it would have ended the movie early. Let's put it that way. Dinah, thank you so much. Let me see if I find your comment, but thank you. Appreciate you. I don't think I see your comment. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry if you missed it. But thank you so much for your contribution. I appreciate it. Damn. Of course, this thing refreshed. I hate it when it does that. Okay. Let me. All right. Got that. Yeah. I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, Dwight, what you got? When are they going to let Charles Xavier get loose? Doctor Strange 2 was 5-6 wings with mild sauce. I don't know. My guess is they're going to go with a younger Professor X, because Patrick Stewart, hey, great, one of the best Professor X's ever. But he can only do so many. Like I don't think we're about to have him in forever. So I think they'll bring someone else. And we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see. But I do like the 5-6 wings with mild sauce. That's delicious. That once again, I'm getting hungry already. Thank you so much for that. Friggers Belt. Darkhold had Wanda like the Ghetto Boys. My mind playing tricks on me. Yes, it did. That's a perfect reference. It did. You're right. That's what it does, though. It dilutes the person, the reader, gets them thinking about stuff. It deceives with the truth. It will give you certain things, but you have no idea you're really being deceived the whole time. So yeah. Let's see. Jonah, thank you so much. Who has more power to summon lightning, Thor or Storm from the X-Men? Also, which Storm is owned by Fox, the X-Men one or the Fantastic Four version? Well, it doesn't matter now because Disney owns all of them. Disney bought them all out. I don't know if it's been established who has more control over lightning, because I guess you could also throw into the mix Zeus, because Thor is the god of thunder. Zeus, he got his lightning too. And Storm, she's the weather goddess. So I'm gonna, just because I root for everyone and anything black, I'm just gonna say Storm because I don't know. I don't know. So I'm telling you that I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Storm because Black Lives Matter. So anyway, thank you so much for that. Let's see. Tiana back at it. Ashanti, the Book of Three from Charm. Good night, He-Man. Thank you for that. I'm sure the Book of Ashanti or the Book of Vishanti probably come in the same library, but thank you so much. Storm Shadow, my man, thank you, brother, so much for that wonderful generation. Through Wanda, though Wanda destroyed the Darkhold, does she herself have knowledge of the entire Darkhold now? Because I know she's still alive. If she's still alive, I mean, that's going to be a whole nother thing. Like I said, I think she's possessed by Chthon, or even if she does die, I think another Scarlet Witch is created from another universe, and Chthon is going to influence that one. He's on a never-ending quest to come back to this universe, right? But does she remember everything? We don't know. We don't know how long. I mean, she's clearly had the Darkhold for a while, at least a couple weeks, at least. Um, but my impression is this: she wasn't reading the Darkhold for the sake of gaining knowledge. She was reading the Darkhold only to get her kids. So what happened? She read the Darkhold to learn how to dreamwalk, to learn how to get to the other versions of her kid. She learned that that's it. You know, she learned different things from the Darkhold to get to capture and entrap other creatures to go capture America by reading the Darkhold. So I think she only read what she needed in the Darkhold to get what she wanted, which was her kids. I don't think she was, going through all the book and absorbing all the information. Again, it could be wrong. Maybe she did. Maybe she had a late night study session. I don't know. But I don't think we have enough evidence to show that, because everything we saw her pull from the Darkhold was always focused on getting her children back. All right. Woo, guys. 2.5 hours. That's all I got. Hey, I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to talk to me. Let's doing this whole thing. Let's see, Friga's belt. The Book of Ashanti has its hits though. Yeah, I mean, where would we be without her? But thank you so much for that, Friga's belt. But hey, so for real, I do want to thank y'all for joining me. Appreciate y'all for sure. Going through this. Here's something I'd like to get y'all opinion on. Would you like to do more spoiler chats like this? However, would it be worth it for you if it were under the member subscription? Because some people were saying like, hey, let's do the membership, and I mean, I ain't trying to charge people like an arm and a leg. I don't know, $5 a month, $1. I don't know how much they cost, but I'm interested. Here's the reason why I haven't done subscriptions, because I've never done this for money. I've always done it so that y'all can make sure y'all get whatever you want from this, right? And I'm providing something of value. So the more y'all can tell me, and I'll ask this on Friday too. Just think about it, let it marinate. Think about things that you would be okay if I did or provided for only paid subscription members. So maybe that's going live on certain days and it's only us. Maybe it's doing spoiler talk for specific things. Now, the rest of the channel will get these things maybe later, but y'all would get this like earlier access and more interaction. So, excuse me, let me know what y'all think would be worth. 199 level, 599 level. Again, I haven't really messed with subscriptions like that. But if there are other ideas, I think the spoiler stuff would be cool, because again, I don't really do spoilers, but I'll do them for y'all. If y'all want to do the spoiler, we'll do them. So I'll do that. But yeah, just let me know if there's anything else. If y'all see anything, let me know. Hit me up with comments, in here. Now of course, we will, if you're subscribed, we'll still do the Friday chats and everything. The paid membership, what I'm talking about, is extra. I'm talking about doing something beyond the Fridays and the Wednesday lives and stuff. I'm talking about doing something else beyond that. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. And again, it's not something you have to sign up for, because whatever we do in that one, I'll probably just share it like a couple days later and everybody gets it for free anyway. So but hey, I don't know. Like, I don't even know if it's something that y'all want. So I'm gonna read y'all comments a little bit later. But y'all let me know if y'all got any ideas. I'll start get cooking on it. Again, this is all for y'all. This whole programming is for y'all. But y'all let me know what you got. Let me grab this before we head out. Reggie, thank you so down. I'm with that. None of my people see the movie soon enough, and I don't have anybody to talk to them with. You could run it on Patreon. Yeah. So it'd be a very similar thing, just like that. So I'll be kind of the same way. Like, I watch these movies early, and I'll be like sitting here like, all right, I guess I gotta wait until everybody else get it, and I just gotta wait. But yeah, like that's exactly how that would work. And yes, I would totally do probably more reviews and stuff, for things that like I don't have time to do a whole video and do, a whole project. I would probably just talk to y'all about those things on the cuff a lot quicker. And we just catch up, talk, whatever, just kick it. I don't know. Anyway, y'all let me know. Let me know what y'all want, and we will work on that. But anyway, I'm tired. I didn't know it was 2.5 hours already. But anyway, thank y'all so much. Appreciate the support. Appreciate y'all coming through. Definitely worth it. And y'all know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and I will see y'all on Friday later. All right, y'all. Peace.